Good evening to all of you. Good evening, all viewers. Myself, Dr. Chandrakant Pawar, Associate Professor, uh, Parul Institute of Ayurveda and Research, Parul University, Vadodara. A warm welcome to all the viewers and all the dignitaries who have joined this session. And I am here to welcome today is a very eminent speaker for this session, Mr. Shekhar V. Annambotla, sir, President, Apuna Association of Ayurvedic Professionals of North America, USA, Pennsylvania. So, sir, I welcome you on the behalf of all the faculty, on behalf of this Parul Institute of Ayurveda, Parul University, Vadodara. So now I request Dr. Megha to please introduce sir. Over to you, Megha.
Thank you, sir. Hello, everyone. Myself, Dr. Megha, first year PG scholar, Department of Shalya Tantra, Parul Institute of Ayurveda, Parul University, Vadodara, Gujarat. It's my privilege to welcome and introduce our legendary speaker, Professor Vaidya Dr. Shekhar Annambotla, sir, President, Association of Ayurvedic Professionals of North America, Pennsylvania, USA. Sir also runs the Ayurveda Wellness Center, that is OJAS LLC in USA. Graduated BMS in the year 1988 from Nagarjuna University, Andhra Pradesh, India. Sir has completed his post-graduation in MD in the year 1991 from Gujarat, Ayurveda University, Jamnagar, Gujarat, India. Sir has done specialization in Kai Chikitsa, that is internal medicine, dissertation in clinical study of Devadaru compound in Tamakshwas. Sir is an Ayurvedic and Panchakarma specialist, licensed integrative massage therapist, therapeutic yoga instructor, pranic healer, Reiki healer, classically trained in India, practicing and teaching Ayurveda worldwide since 1988. Sir has traveled more than 30 countries, consulted more than 28,000 clients, performed 9,900 abhyangas, 700 panchakarma therapies, 3,000 shirodharas, performed 600 kati bastis, 240 cooking classes, took 63 Ayurvedic pulse technique courses, taught 33 times Marma therapy courses, organized 31 international conferences, organized 5 free medical camps for needy, for about 12,000 patients, taught introductory lectures on Ayurveda at United States, especially at Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Hershey, New Jersey, Bethlehem, etc., and in India at Andhra Pradesh and Lucknow. He is a founding director, president, and vice president at many Ayurvedic associations at USA and India. Sir is former board of director and election committee chair and membership and standards committee member at USA. He is faculty member, advisor, external moderator, and professional member in many Ayurvedic associations at USA and also Lions Club International member. Sir has experience of 31 years of teaching, consulting, and research in the field of Ayurvedic medicine. Sir has conducted many Panchakarma training programs, participated in many international and national conferences, done n number of publications, book reviews, article reviews, and media interviews, felicitated with many awards such as Certificate of Honor from Sri Dharmasala Manjunath Ayurvedic College and Hospital, Hassan, Karnataka in 2019, Ayurveda Vishwakarma Award from Europe Ayurveda Academy, Ireland in 2017, Bharadwaj Award from Telangana Ayurvedic Doctors Association, Hyderabad in 2016, Dhanvantari Award for Suraksha, Andhra Pradesh in 2016, Global Ambassador of Ayurveda from Bharat Seva Sansthan, Lucknow in 2016, MTC Global Award Excellence in 2015, Outstanding Corporate Award, Healthcare and Community Service, Bangalore, Ayurveda Wellness Center, Coopersburg, Pennsylvania, USA Award in 2015, ARTH Group of Companies, Bangalore, awarded him by hands of Sri Ravi Shankar in Carolina, USA in 2014. Vishwa Ayurved Ratna Award by Bharat Seva Sansthan, Lucknow in 2014. Ayurved Khandantar Sthapanacharya Award by iServe Hyderabad in 2013. International Award, International Ayurveda Pragati Award by Pragati Resort, Hyderabad in 2013. Sanjeevan Music Therapy Forum Award on 3rd National Seminar on Music Therapy at Mumbai in 2012. Tathagat International Excellence Award at International Conference of Ayurveda and Complementary System of Medicine at Dubai in 2011. Today, sir will enlighten us with his knowledge about geriatric care through Marma Chikitsa in Western countries. We are very fortunate to have you here, sir. I welcome you and request you to please start with the session.
Thank you. Thank you, Ekta. So, good afternoon to everyone. So, it's a great privilege and honor for me to be a guest of honor and guest speaker for this Parul University Shalya Chikitsa in Geriatric Care and Cure. So, as we know that the West is looking into the East. Of course, East is looking for the West. Being American citizen here, USA, practicing Ayurveda, and how to bring the Ayurveda into the Western world. It's a motivation, energy is bringing us to work tirelessly and bring the knowledge of Ayurveda, our Indian system of ancient healing. Once upon a time in the history, if you look into our Ayurveda history of Ayurveda Itihasa, it clearly states that various Westerns, such as Aristotle, Galen, Socrates, all the Greek scholars migrated to India to embark the knowledge of Ayurveda and ancient healings, Vedic knowledge. What we are studying Vedic knowledge of Ayurveda has fragmented and bifurcated, distorted, lost his treasury of knowledge, as we know the history. Particularly the Samhitas, textbooks which are written textbooks now. The Ayurveda was taught in a form of a traditional oral tradition. Guru Sishya Parampara. Guru has taught the traditional knowledge. So what we are teaching in the universities and colleges and the professors and textbooks, which is very limited, which has the knowledge which is lost, which has a greater impact of the health. There's a lot of knowledge is lost, such as Vedic tradition of mantra chikitsa, Vedic vibration technology, Marma chikitsa, which has not completely available in a clear format. It's very difficult for us to understand the ancient Vedic science, to bifurcate into the Ayurvedic branch, and the lost knowledge, we are going to bring it back with our intuitions, with meditation. I'm an avid meditator. Through the meditations, we can learn a lot of things. Our memory, we have to tap our memory, internal memory, to connect with the cosmic consciousness, to bring the purity of consciousness and knowledge. For this, we are very fortunate to have such a wonderful dignitaries here, teachers, students, and universities to embark this knowledge of Ayurveda. So today's session, I'm going to discuss about being a Kaya Chikitsa person, how I can bring the knowledge of Ayurveda, particularly in Shalya department. As we know that the father of surgeon, Sushruta, of course, he is not only surgery. If you look into the textbook of Sushruta, he also tapped into the various topics, not only gynec, pediatrics, general medicine, and various kashayas, vargas, everything explained. The chapter of Marma Chikitsa is exponentially explained. Saptottaram Marma Shatam, 107 marmas in our physiology, which are very consciously hidden in various parts of the body. And these marmas are available in all the living creatures, animals, as well as human beings. In human being, when we are treating the people like animals, also we treat the animals like horses, Hasta Ayurveda, Ashwa Ayurveda, and elephants, Hasta Ayurveda, various Ayurveda, Vriksha Ayurveda is there. Similar way, in the human beings, when we are teaching about this marma therapies, these marma points, which are very similar like acupuncture points, acupressure points. Of course, acupuncture points are bifurcated into the various number of points, 240 points, 250 points, various schools they bring about various points, the Shiastu points. And these marma points, the seat of consciousness, the consciousness of knowledge, which is hidden in a marma. When our marma points are blocked or disturbed, energy will be blocked. A person's energy, instantaneous energy we can bring by performing marma therapy. It is a perfect way to bring the energy into the live force. We have evidence that in our practice, by performing the marma session, sometimes it may be 60 minutes to 90 minutes of performance, and gentle tapping these marma points, we can bring a care among the geriatric patients. Mute yourself.
अच्छा तो तुम्हारा भी था ना?
Ajay Kumar, mute yourself. So it's very important for us to understand this marma therapy in a subtlest level. A practitioner should maintain also good healthy habits, as well as once the patient, the practitioner or a physician or a Vaidya who is also meditating regularly, to maintain healthy habits, healthy consciousness, then he can bring the healing power to the patient. Healing power is not by merely giving a medication or a drug or a surgery. So if a person is using the pharmaceutical medications like a chemical medicine, what we are changing into the nutraceuticals, which are all the natural herbal formulations, and which we are calling as the drugs. They are not really drugs. They are the nutraceutical formulations which are naturally available, which are formulated, which are we are giving as an from the pharmaceuticals to the nutraceuticals. From the geriatric care point of the surgical aspects, yes, definitely Sushruta has explained various surgical techniques which are not outdated, which are modified, and we are going to use in the surgical theaters. The techniques are same, but the way of approach is different. Particularly in the geriatric care, where there are patients who are senior citizens, there are certain patients who are not eligible for getting of surgical aspects if they have other complications such as cardiovascular conditions, and age factors, fragility, all the various factors which you have taken into consideration, then it will be very difficult for us to handle the surgical aspects. In that condition, how Ayurveda and Marma therapy can contribute to improve the overall health. So if you look into that, as we know that I don't want to go into the again 107 Marma points which you are studied in the second year of medical school in a BIMS course, Sushruta, Sharirasthana. So if you look into that, these 107 Marma points, they are divided into the various parts of the body. For example, head and neck, there are 37 Marma points are there. Nila, Manya, Shiramatrika, Vidura, Ukshepa, Trikatika, Stapani, Apanga, Avarta, and Fana, Sringataka, and Semanta. And these are the various Marma points which are located in the head and neck area. According to Sushruta, head is considered the Uttamanga. We start always relax the mind and body. First, we start with 37 Marma points on the head and neck area. There's a technique is there. We have developed a technique. Each Marma point, as we know that they are located in the various parts of the body, they are superficial, some are in the deeper, some are hidden in the bones, tendons, and muscles, various areas of the body and arteries and veins. They're all located. Can we able to see them in these Marma points? No. Can we feel it? Yes. Can we energize, activate them? Yes. So when these Marma points are connected to the physiology and we enliven them by simple touch therapy, we stimulate that areas, activate that areas to bring the energy back. Like our energy is blocked in the various parts of the body. Either it can be emotional, physical, mental, sometimes spiritual blockages are there. Some of the people, when they feel that, we ask them that, how, we ask a simple question here, are you spiritual? Spiritual is different. Religion is different. Religion we created. Spirituality created by the God. Religion we created like Hinduism, Christianity, Muslimism, and Judaism. All the different things of religions we created, human created. For the benefit of sect, a cult we created. But the real spirituality, it comes having no caste, creed, and nothing. So we are all spiritual. Once we have a spirit is there in our physiology, that is Atman. So we are Atmavan, we call it Atmavan. Hello, somebody can mute yourself. Aditya, yes. Please mute yourself, everybody. So when we are connecting to these conscious points, connecting points, so what happens? For example, if you have shoulder pain, or neck pain, or headache, or nasal allergies or blockages, or TMJ, or abdominal pain or PCOS, various conditions. So what happening, the particular marma areas, not only either 1, 2, 3, multiple can be blocked. What is happening in the blockage? The blockage is the flow of energy, the prana, the vital force, energy, that is not able to pass to that area like electric passage. It's blocked. It gives a pain, a shula. Pain is the one of the causative factor for blockage of a vata dosha. When the pain is there, we always call it a vata. When the inflammation is there, we always call pitta. When the swelling is there, kapha, or edema, swelling, accumulation of water, or something is happening, is a kapha dominance. When they all combine together, it's tridoshik. So in this condition, these marma points, initial stages, they block. The energy is blocked. When the energy is blocked, we have to open that energy. How do we do it? As we know that these marma points are pinpointed, some are wider like anguli number, anguli pramana. So it is measured in the form of angulis. Sometimes it can be hand size, wider size. For example, in the knee, bigger size. Patella and also manibandha in the wrist joints, elbow joints, shoulder joints, various joints where the huge size of the marma points are there. So ideally, what is the thing in American language? We say that lefty loosey, righty tighty. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. That means if you are turning left side, you are loosening like a bottle. Think about the bottle, any bottle or any container, you are loosening the lid. How do you loosen it? You don't tighten it right side, right, clockwise. So that means anti-clockwise turning is loosening the part. And then you are tightening the part by righteous direction, right direction, clockwise direction is called tightening. And once it is done, we have to stabilize it. So 3-step therapy when we are doing, and we are doing marma therapy, anti-clockwise, clockwise, stabilize. Why we need to stabilize the energy? Yes, when we are opening, first of all, when it is a marma point is blockage is there, patient will start to feel a discomfort, ruja, pain. So when he has a pain is there, what happens? That blockage is there. When the blockage is there, a discomfort and inability to move. Varsha, mute yourself, Varsha. So what we are trying to do it here, we try to, when the patient comes to you, first of all, identify what are the symptoms are there and identify what area is blockage is there. Feel the connectivity of that area. Bring your energy healing power there. Gently open the channel of circulation in the anti-clockwise. First open it. Then slowly You can see, open it, and I can show you some bottle here if it is there. And I can, for example, here bottle, what I'm doing anti-clockwise, I'm opening it and closing it. And once I close it, I stabilize it. So that is exactly what we are doing. The area identify, and also as your consciousness evolves, your energy is bringing more stronger, and you feel that your hands are a healing power. So in Sushruta clearly mentioned, among all Shastras, Hastameva Pradhanatamam. Sushruta clearly mentioned that Hastameva Pradhanatamam. Among all the instruments, your hands can heal the people. So these hands, when you are touching that area, when you feel that there is swelling is there, edema is there, or some inflammation condition is there, or simple pain. And this pain, in the modern massage therapies, trigger therapy, trigger point therapy. If you go to the trigger therapy, trigger therapy, there are several therapies are there, which are based on the marma points. And these marma points, when we are tapping that areas, automatically they open it, and then after that you can close it and stabilize it. This 3-step process, once you do it, then after that you can apply various aromatherapy oils or fragrant oils or any healing oils, such as your pain relieving oils, Vedana Stapana oils, Vedana Hara oils can be used particular areas. You can also apply externally various lepas, upalepas, poultices. All the therapies are doing. This is in the martial arts, in the Kalari, various therapies, various cultures, even the Kung Fu, Karate, all the varieties of martial arts, where these marma points are also highlighted and explained very clearly. So it's very important for us to understand the concept of marma therapy in the geriatric care, where we can see the enormous results. I wanted to give one example. One of the patient who is a cardiologist, MD cardiologist, Indian doctor, he has a stroke and paralyzed hemiplegia on the left side of the hand and arm, and also facial palsy also there. So we are able to do Abhyanga, Svedana therapies, of course, Basti therapies and other therapies, Panchakarma therapies. Along with, we have done a marma therapy. When we have done marma therapy, Vasanti,
Yes, sir.
mute yourself.
Hi, sir.
So when we started doing the marma points, it's amazing. And once I started doing the marma points, he is able to lift his hand. From that point, it took a time for me. It is not like a one session is going to fix the problem. You have to do several sessions based on the deep-seated, the blockage in the marma energy. So we believe that a marma therapy, a boon for not only geriatric, in pediatric cases, gynec cases, neurological cases, neurorespiratory conditions, and spiritualities, and psychiatric conditions. Marma therapy can be used in various levels. We can work on that. we teach these programs and training programs. And I have conducted various programs in the various parts of the world. So when we are teaching these Marma points, even recently, my article also published in this book, the Nutrition and Integrative Medicine Premier for Clinicians. This is the book where we have published an article, Introduction to Marma Therapy. How Marma Therapy. Now we are launching a program. The mantras, the sacred sounds, Bijaksharas, how they can enliven the vital points in the body, or Marma points, by recitation. Our body is a Vedic vibration technology. We respond well. Think about that. When a movie the song is going on, and what you do, if you are familiar with that song, you start to dance. Or for example, Punjabi person, if they have Bhangra dance is going on, music, they start to dance. A Gujarati person, if somebody is singing, Pankida is a song is I have forgotten. So the song is going on in Garba dances like that. Automatically, the person will start to enliven. Even a patient in the coma condition, you can penetrate the Vedic vibration technology. Even the coma patients also, if you are able to do Marma therapy, you can bring them back. I am going to give one more example. When I was in Hungary, a patient, national singer, famous singer, she met an accident. After accident, she lost her voice. She is not able to speak. She is not able to sing. They have done all the X-rays, MRIs, CAT scans and everything. Everything is normal, which is not shown by the modern technology. But his voice is not able to speak. So we did a Marma therapy, head and neck Marma therapy. Of course, we have to give some supplements also. Brahmi, Vacha, Rudraksha, Jyotishmati, these herbs, paste, herbal paste applied on the mouth. So the saliva, it is absorbed. And within a month, she is able to speak again. It is surprising results. So that means the subtle therapies, Marma therapies can enliven the part of the body. I believe that first thing is that Marma therapy allied with some herbal supplements by giving, it has improved. It is able to voice come back. There are such a miracle therapies can be done, but you have to develop a trust and conscious effort is required. For that, a practitioner, a physician should be disciplined, regularly meditating, and consciously eating food, and healthy way of maintaining and thinking. These all the different aspects can definitely improve the individual's health. And at the same time, definitely we can bring the geriatric care with the Marma therapy. We can show the wonderful miracle therapies there, because definitely in the Shalya Tantra, the domain of Shalya, this is a contribution from the Sushruta has given this Marma therapy, a detailed description has explained. And of course, only one chapter, 2 chapters like that, but not much. But this knowledge was to be expanded. All the Ayurvedic colleges and universities certainly will do more research work. Marma therapy unit, Marma unit has to be developed, where they can develop specifically this Marma Chikitsa can be performed not only for the geriatric care, pediatric care, gynec care, all the cases where we can do a excellent result-oriented relaxation therapies like that. So there is a chamber should be created, separate room is created, bring the patient in that room and provide such a great, tremendous knowledge, a relaxation environment, quietness, relaxation, aromatic, and all the different aspects has to be used. And you can use all the poultices. Once we open the channels of things, then you can do all the therapies. You should not do directly poultice therapy and paste application, oil application. No. First, you have to open the doors. Once you open the doors, and then the pathways are cleared, the nadis are cleared, the channels are cleared, the srotasas are cleared, then you will have a subtle energy is there. These Marma points can definitely be enlivened. Persons will definitely get in a geriatric care and it will be improved a lot. So with this due respect to all of you, and I conclude my session. And if you have any questions, you can write in the chat box. I will be happy to answer for all your questions. You can put in the chat box all the questions. Is there any chat boxes here? I think so. You have chat box? Chandrakant?
Yes,
Power?
sir. Yes,
You
sir.
have, you have chat box?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So they can write any questions. People write the questions in chat box. I will be taking those questions and I will be happy to answer. I would like to have interactive session. Not only I am speaking and you are listening.
Sir,
You are
actually,
not,
yes.
Yeah.
There is no question right now from chat
yes.
box. There is no question, sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir. Sir, can I ask the question?
Yeah.
Sir, my question is, for how many times we have to press the murmur and how much pressure?
Lightest pressure. So two questions here. How long we have to do it and how much pressure?
Yes, sir.
That is these two questions. First of all, once you identify the Marma point, there are some delicate Marma points are there. For example, Stapani Marma, Apanga. All the Marma points are gentle. Neela, Manya, Sira Matrika. All the Marmas are very delicate. Sira Marmas, these are the. There are some Marmas, Asti Sandhigata Marmas, like Janu. So those Marma points, which they need extra pressure. And that depends upon the patient, how he is handling the condition and how tenderness is there. For example, if he has an agonizing pain is there, you cannot give pressure. Only sometimes what I do, some patients, I give a warm hand, I put the hand on that area. And that is more than enough for them to reconnect to the physiology and to feel it. So that depends upon the practitioner and the patient, how much pressure you have to give. The time factor, you also feel, that is the reason each practitioner, each physician has to meditate first. You need to learn meditation technique. Once they learn the meditation technique, they know that how much pressure has to be given and how much depth has to go and how to feel it. Which one is blockage is there, that also you can feel it. You got it?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And sir, one another question is like we can do like this in if we are going to treat the cervical spondylosis, then is there any list of murmur point for particular disease?
Yes. So you see here, you are combining two things here. Western diagnosis with Ayurvedic therapy. Western diagnosis is done in the structural damage. On the basis of that, the diagnosis was given. And we know that there can be a referral pain will be there. Sometimes if you have a neck problem is there, and you will have a numbness in the hands and feet and hands, fingers and all things. So what we do, first we identify, once we know the thorough knowledge about the marma points where they are located, their intervention, you have to look into that, where, how we have to go into that process, and a schematic diagrammatic has a representation has to be shown. Then this is the way one who have to energy to come. Like it's like in a Google Maps. For example, you wanted to go to the college to the home. There are so many ways to go home, to your home. You can go by aeroplane. You can go by walk. You can go in the main highway, and so many ways to go. And you have to see where the blockage is there. If sometimes the road construction is happening some area, then it is detoured. Sometimes that is depends upon the how the energy is blockage is there. You can feel it. According to that, you have to work on that. That is your expertise comes. Being an expert is not like a pinpoint like that. Okay, this is the point is there. I will press this area, sir. It does not solve the problem. No, the problem is not here. The problem is where the blockage is happening, where the insertion and origin location. You have to look into that. The insertion where the originated happened, that area we have to enliven it, and we have to work on that. That depends upon the practical knowledge. The practical knowledge is very important, not theoretical. Theory is important, followed with the practical knowledge, applied marma therapy is very important. Thank you, Ekta.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions?
Good evening, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
myself, Dr. Varsha Chaudhary, PG scholar, Parul Institute of Ayurveda. I have two questions, sir. In frozen shoulder, what points should be considered? And second question is, what should be the best interval between two marma chikitsa?
Dharmapal, mute yourself.
Hello.
Dharmapal, mute yourself.
Okay.
People who are asking the question, those persons only open their unmute themselves, they can ask questions. So can you ask again, because he's disturbed my flow. Can you ask question again, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, first question is, in frozen shoulder, what points should be considered for the marma chikitsa? And second question is, what should be the best interval between the two marma sittings?
Here, very good question. For the frozen shoulder, you have to look into that, because what is happening, there is 11 marma points are there in the upper extremities, in the upper extremities, 11 and 11. So Chipra, Kurcha, Kurchashira, and Talahrudaya, Manibandha, and Indrabasti, and Kurpara, Ani, Bakhvi, and Lohitaksha, all the different marma points are there. So you have to look into that. If the frozen shoulder is happened there, he may have some symptoms of the tingling sensation in the hands and neck area, and you have to look into all the areas. What is his complaints are there? On the basis of that, you come up across, then all the marma points you have to come up into that body, and then each and every point you have to look into that where you are slowly touching. You identify an area where the patient having a severe agonizing pain. It can be either a Bakhvi marma or Ani marma, or it can be Lohitaksha marma, or it can be Amsapalaka marma. Any marma is there, that area you have to extra time you have to spend But at the same time, because already the painful, agonizing pain is there in that area, marma point area, you should not attack directly on the marma point. Slowly bring them together, energy like that. Then bring the energy to relax themselves, they reconnect. So we have to make sure that all the marma points are talking to each other. When all the 107 marma points are talking to each other, communicating each other, energy is flowing together, then there is no problem. Second question is that each session, how frequently we can do it. So sometimes what we do the marma session and we identify the points. We tell the patients to give self marma therapy. They can reach that areas. They can gently give the massage that area and gently give pressure. And you can give some herbalized oils or aromatic oils. We prepare the oils according to doshas, according to sub-doshas, prana, udana, samana, apana, vyana, pachaka, ranjaka, sadhaka, alochaka, bhrajaka, kledaka, avalambaka, bodhaka, tarpaka, sleshaka, and doshas on basis like that, dhatu basis, we make the aroma oils and then it can apply there also. Sometimes we give mantra therapy also, certain areas. For example, if we identify the marma point, which is a blockage, is there, apanga marma, we tell them that apanga, apanga, apanga. That is the word. We give them marma to recite that repeated times, then automatically that area will be opened up. So this is the so many ways to do. Mantra chikitsa can be done, aromatherapy can be done, local massage therapy can be done, and poultice therapies can be done. So many ways to enliven that area in a subtle energy. Think about that. This is not a surgical procedure we are not doing here. We are doing a gentle, a combination between the Kaya Chikitsa and Shalya Chikitsa. This combined together. And without having any surgical way, manipulating the body and to reconnect the body, that's the thing we are doing. So this is the unique technology we have to develop, and we do it in a successful way, and it has a tremendous results are there. Sometimes it may take some time. Sometimes they will need to go for 15 sessions. Sometimes 3 month sessions like that. They have to go through the process. Any other questions?
Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome.
Sir, I have again question. If
So let you give a chance for others to ask questions. Okay.
yes, sir.
Give others also to ask questions.
Okay, sir.
Gundappa Rao, how are you?
Hello. Oh, fine.
So
I'm fine. How are you, Shekhar?
good. Gundappa, I'm so happy to see you in the video.
Yeah. I'm
I
also
heard
happy.
I heard about you that you are in the Parallel University.
Yeah.
Good to connect with you.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Good. We are doing very good. Excellent. No complaints.
Yeah. So I was busy in some other meeting. So I couldn't join you in the beginning.
Yeah, no problem.
Hello,
Anta
sir.
baane
Can
na?
I ask you one question?
Yeah. Yeah. Dr. Ullas, you have a question. Yes, you can ask any question.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Vasanti.
Yes, sir. Sir, the marma therapy, how can it we can apply in the infertility cases?
Infertility.
Yes, sir.
Infertility, if you look into that, as you are a gynec or anything like that, infertility can be caused by the various aspects. It's also, first of all, that is also like a Sushruta mentioned that Hastameva Pradhantamam hasta means hand is a very powerful in the stool. Similar way, first thing is that I look into that. A woman, I ask them infertility. First of all, she is happy or not. First question you have to ask. If she is not happy, none of the medicine is not going to work for her. So a lot of times, the infertility due to unhappiness. In gynec, Saumanaska, the mind should be very peaceful and happy and connected and vibrating. Then automatically all the channels will be opened up. All the marma points are opened up. First of all, the woman in particularly, we approach in different way. A infertility case, if the structural damage has happened, for example, fallopian tube blockages are there, or some hormonal changes are happening, and some of the various factors, which is unknown factors are there. In those conditions, we definitely work on the, first of all, to make her first meditation, relaxation techniques, and those things definitely will help. We have seen the people who has infertile women, they undergo for Panchakarma therapies. We educate them, we train them such a way, and after Panchakarma therapy with Marma therapies and everything, definitely they will become fertile. They will be able to see. So infertility can be various causes, not only one cause like that. That is the reason we are not able to, modern medicine is not able to successfully, not able to do it. Only the thing is that they can do IVF, those type of things, those type of other aspects they can do it. But in the particular infertility condition, it's not like only one thing, one marma point we have to do it. The marma point of the mind is called mano marma. So 108th marma is called mind marma. We have to treat that mind marma. Once we treat the mind marma to make her happier, then definitely she conceive the baby. Make sense?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sorry
Sir.
for
Thank you so much.
sorry for earlier, sir. My name is Dr. Ullas. Sir, I wanted to ask that if with one sitting patient gets relief, then the next sitting is required or not, and maximum how many sittings we can do on one patient.
As I mentioned to you earlier, patient's capacity of the person, sometimes we do it morning and evening also, you can do it. You have to give us some gap time. So that depends upon the 30 minutes to 60 minute sessions that can be done. And it can be alternative days, how the response is coming, how the people who are doing like that. It is along with the marma therapy. Allied therapies has to be taught also. They start to meditating. You have to facilitate the body to, in a gentle level like that. It has to work in different various levels like that. How the sessions can be determined on the case by case, not like that. It's not like a standard rule like that. We have to do it. Like you are asking question like that. A meditation, how long I have to do meditation? Meditation can be done average 10 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes maximum. But twice a day is ideally is good to do it. On regular basis we have to do it. Then only you will get a more relaxation for the mind. So this mind concept is very important for healing all the, whether it's a gynec or whether it is a kaya chikitsa or it's a cardiology or anything. Mind is more powerful, mind over the matter. That is the thing, is very important. So that is the reason we see the more and more cases of psychosomatic conditions are there. Psychologically, if you treat them very well, then automatically their body can react differently. The sessions can be varied on between the patients and the intensity of the patient, how long he is suffering, how many years he is suffering, and then basis of that we have to come across the action plan, that how many sessions has to be done and everything. Yes, next question.
Thank you, sir.
Next question.
I think, sir, no question from right now.
Hello, sir. Sir, I have one question.
Yeah.
Sir, as per Acharya Shruta, Marma Shariram is described in a Marma chapter, but description of Marma Abhikat, they described it along with the Ashtavid Shastakrama and as a complication of Shastakarma. So, and in as we read in details, we can conclude that Marma Abhikat is a kind of emergency condition for the patient if we are doing such a Shalya Karma and manipulate any Marma if there is any. So
Yes.
my question is that, sir, in your experience, there any incidents happen like that in Marma Chikitsa that emergency treatment is required in that or not?
It's interesting. Very good question, Bhaskar. We have a case. A professor in the University of Cornell University in New York. He has the gallbladder has bursted in the middle of the night, and it led to cholecystitis to the perforation of the gallbladder. He has developed in the development of the peritonitis, and it is also developed in the stroke. In the middle of the night, they have to shift it to the hospital. They have to do surgical aspect on the brain, emergency surgery. They did a surgery. After surgery, the patient was paralyzed. The $3 million lawsuit on the hospital, $3 million lawsuit, it went through. And fortunately, what happened, I was teaching in the Ayurvedic school in Massachusetts. He came as a student, he and his wife. He's completely in the wheelchair. He wanted to study Ayurveda, but his speech is not good. His morbid obesity is there, and Pitta predominant, Pitta Kapha predominancy, and he's a chronic smoker also. He's not able to speak well. His legs are completely in the wheelchair. And he requested me, Dr. Shekhar, can you take me to India? I wanted to get Panchakarma therapy. First I thought about that. First I felt his pulse and everything. Then after that, I said that yes, I will be happy to take you. But the condition, there are certain conditions are there. You need to spend good amount of money. At the same time, you need to have two strong persons to be helpful for you, to help you in these things. We took him to Kerala, and then we started working on the Marma therapies and Panchakarma therapies and everything. Within 3 weeks, the hospital, the hospital and the insurance companies, they said that a lifetime he will be in the bedridden. He is not able to walk. He is not able to talk. Now, we made him in 3 weeks. He is able to steps come. With the support, he is able to take the steps to all the way to the upstairs to get the certificate from us. And 3 sessions we have done, 3 times we have done. In between also, I did Panchakarma therapies here in our Pennsylvania. Now he is actively walking. So Marma Abhigata is happened to him. So in Marma Abhigata conditions also, surgical mistakes can happen. Those can be rectified also. So that can be rectified as long as the person having a life force is there. We cannot do any Marma therapy on the dead body. If it's as long as the life is there, life force prana is there, we can bring the energy back. Make sense, Bhaskar?
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Welcome. So Marma Abhigata is definitely can happen because surgical things can happen. Surgical, because that is the reason Sushruta is very smart. When he is, why he has to mention this Marma points. It's the Kaya Chikitsa points, which he cannot see. He is a firm believer of physically he has to see everything. He has to see the physically, he has to see everything. Nadi and all the nervous system he has to see, all the bones he has to see, and he has to see all the arteries and veins and organs and everything he has to see. If drashta karma is there for him, without seeing he will not believer, but he has a prior knowledge from Charaka. The subtle conscious energy is there. That is the reason it's clearly mentioned. And we also said that surgical cases can be treated with chikitsa. Chikitsa cases cannot be treated with surgery. So that means the supremacy given to the Kaya Chikitsa, of course, Shalya people will be upset with me, but surgical cases can be treated with the medicine. So what we are doing here, Marma Abhigata, when it's something Marma Abhigata is happened because surgical fault is happened, or sometimes accidents. Marma Abhigata here, accidental. Sharirika, Manasika, Agantuja. Agantuja factors also can be contributing the deformities and disabilities can come. That is the reason Sajja Prana Harmarma, Vaikalya Karamarma, Vishalyagna Marma, Rujakar Marma. These are various Marma point, various ways he has explained, Sushruta has clearly explained. So, a person who has taken a gun and shot himself in the Marma point is already dead. Can we bring his life back? No. He's shattered. His prana is gone. His life is gone. Life force is gone. If something arrow or some needle or some cut is happened, it's a life force is there. We can bring them back, but it takes a long time to do. When we do start doing the work on that, and definitely there can be improvement is there. I have seen the improvements in the patient which I have given to you, Hungarian patient who is lost their voice, and the surgeon who is a cardiologist who is lost his energy, and the patient who is having a Marma Abhigata is happened. Those patients also we are able to do some Marma therapy to bring him back. He will be able to work now. So walk and everything. So this is all things can happen. We don't call it a miracle therapy. Is the work is there. We have seen the miracles are happened there in our society. We have to have trust, develop the trust, and depth of knowledge is very important to understand the concepts, and that's the thing is very important. And once you applied Marma therapy is very important. And once you have applied Marma therapy, definitely you can see the improvement. In future, maybe I will come to your university to train your students, and we'll work on that in future. We can develop an MOU with your university. And we have developed a lot of MOUs with the various universities. I'm a faculty of various institutions and adjunct faculty member, visiting professor for the various universities. We definitely certainly work with you. So this is the life to force to give the energy and knowledge to the public, to bring the awareness of patients to have a trust to develop and show the orientation of the Ayurveda, the enliven the Ayurveda. This is the part we have to do it. And I request all of you to join in the World Ayurveda Day. I would like to share with you some screen here. And we have I'm sharing a screen here. You see go to the website called apna.org, aapna.org, World Ayurveda Day. You can click on here, World Ayurveda Day, click on here. There you can see if you ask Ekta can also give you directions to you how to go. and you register for here this class, this World Ayurveda Day, and we have various speakers, 108 speakers in this event is happening. I can go through this process. No, sorry. So here you can see the 6th World Ayurveda Day, and on November 2nd, and bringing of 27 countries are participating in this conference, and we have all the speakers are listed here. 108 speakers. So morning 8 o'clock to evening almost morning 8 o'clock a.m. Of course, your Indian time is 5:30 time. So that is the time we are doing all this program. And this program, we send it to our Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, and also health ministers and all the Indian consulate generals and all the people, we send this information to them, and they are aware about this program. We have a wonderful way of working on that. Please join with us, as many people. We have already 700 people already registered with us. We are expected to have 1,000 people to join in this webinar. And this is a November 2nd World Ayurveda Day we are celebrating, Dhanvantari Day. Any other questions? And also we have in the APNA, Association of Ayurvedic Professionals of North America, APNA, we have also free membership is available. People who are interested to join as a free membership. So now is the largest organization, biggest organization in the globally, 172,000 members. Our goal to have 1 crore members, 1 crore members to go into that direction. Like we will grow, and it is a free membership. Please join in this association, and all the members are there. You can join in that association also. And I stop here. So go to the website called APNA, aapna.org, aapna.org, Association of Ayurvedic Professionals of North America. And thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
We definitely encourage our students to join both APNA Association and
World Ayurveda Day.
World
Yeah, thank you.
Day. And thank you, sir, for your informative session. And we all enjoyed your lecture a lot. And also, we are happy to share that on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. We have about 100 participants who have joined your lecture. And you have enlightened all the aspects, spiritual, and also thanks for sharing your miraculous results and your valuable experience with us. Thank you so much, sir. Now I request Dr. Om Prakash Dave, sir, who is a senior consultant in Shalyatantra Department, Parallel Institute of Ayurveda, for vote of thanks. Over to you, Dave, sir.
Thank you, and all the faculty members and the dean of the university, Dr. Hemant ji, and for giving the opportunity, inviting me for these things, and special thanks to Dr. Hemant ji. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. I herewith, on the behalf of Organizing Committee and Department of PG and PhD, Shalyatantra, Parallel University, I pay my humble words of gratitude for your such a great speech and blessings by enlightening all the participants by your unparalleled speech on Marma, a unique subject, sir. I am still struggling to find the right words to properly describe how fantastic your presentation was. Thank you so much for delivering to us such a remarkably outstanding presentation, sir. We are highly thankful on behalf of whole committee, the department, and our university. It was beyond excellent presentation, sir. Thank you. Again, thanks for inviting all of us on World Ayurveda Day, 2nd November, from your organization. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you one and all, and Sarve Santu Niramaya.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.